Nithyanandam, we welcome each and every one of you for today's Nithyananda Yoga session. We're going to be starting with the Sadguru Vandana. Please keep your hands together in the Atmanjali Mudra in front of your chest. Close your eyes and offer your gratitude at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, as we start with the Nithyananda Yoga.
नित्यानन्दं
Nithyanandam
परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि.
The next is the Shiva Mula Mantra. We will be doing the japa of Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha 11 times. Requesting each and every one of you to please do the japa internally while we will be doing it out loud such that it is easy for following along.
ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः. 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 ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः.
The next is the Tattvachamanam, the ritualistic cleansing. We will be needing the Panchapatharam and the Udhrani spoon for this. We're going to start by cupping the palm and bending the index finger slightly. From the center of the palm, we're going to take one udharani of water and sip it along with the word Swada, which we will be repeating 3 times. Om Atmatattvam Shodayami Swada. Om Vidyatattvam Shodayami Swada. Om Shivatattvam Shodayami Swada. Now please wash your hand. Now with the base of your right hand thumb, we're going to wipe the upper and lower lip twice. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Please wash your right hand. Now with the tip of your right hand, index finger, middle finger and ring finger joined together. Touch above your upper lip, below your lower lip. Please wash your hand. Now with the tip of your index finger and thumb joined together, touch your right nostril, left nostril, and with the tip of your right hand, ring finger and thumb joined together, touch your right eye, left eye, and right ear, left ear. Please wash your hand. Now with the base of your little finger and thumb joined together, touch your navel center, right chest, left chest. With the tip of all of your right hand fingers joined together, touch above your head, your right shoulder, left shoulder, and the heart center. The next is the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution. The Nithyananda Yoga, whatever is the intention with which you do the yoga, that is what manifests into reality. Whether it may be health or a yogic body, if you wanted to manifest a healthy body, even wealth, whatever the context you hold for doing a Nithyananda Yoga, that is what becomes the reality. Today we're going to be doing the Nithyananda Yoga to manifest all the ultimate powers of Paramashiva by practicing the Nithyananda Yoga. Holding this intention strongly, clasp your right hand top of your left and place it on top of your right thigh as we start the Sankalpa.
ममोपात समस्त दुरितक्षय द्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परम शिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परम शिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिव प्रीत्यर्थम च अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ पूर्ण आरोग्ययुक्त दृढगात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थं परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थं नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये.
Now please wash your right palm. Om Ambhopaskrishya. Before we begin the Nithyananda Yoga, a quick reminder that the Nithyananda Yoga practice is for educational purpose and general wellness only. It is not to be taken for or used as a replacement for any kind of medical advice. If you have any injuries, diseases, illness, or if you're pregnant, please consult your healthcare professional before practicing the Nithyananda Yoga. And a sincere request to each and every one of you to please be in listening with your body and do up to your maximum capacity. And if at any point in time during the Nithyananda Yoga you feel ill, dizzy, or uneasy, please stop and rest. With this, we are going to enter into the first asana as part of the Tritiya Vinyasasana part 1, which is the Kshemasana. We're going to start seated comfortably with the legs crossed and resting your elbows gently on your respective thighs, interlacing your fingers in front of your heart, bringing it together in the Namaskar Mudra. As you do the Samana Kumbhaka, which is inhaling deeply, visualize the heat flames rising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat, digestive fire at the navel center, and hold the breath as long as comfortable and release. Then the Mula Bandha, firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting it upward without tension as you bring your gaze towards your nose. Throughout the Nithyananda Yoga sequence, we're going to be doing the japa of Om Nithyananda Paramashiva. Visualize yourself being auspiciously blessed. Feel your spine raise tall with ease, your heart open and calm in Kshemasana.
क्षेमं यस्मिन् भवेत् देहे तत्क्षेमासनमुच्यते.
The next asana is Kubjasana. Continue to keep your hands in the same position, bringing it onto your knees. You're going to be bending your back as you inhale deeply to lengthen the spine and bend forward, drawing your chin towards your navel and consciously extending your spine. You're not going to be bending your back, you're going to be just slightly bending forward so you feel the complete stretches of your entire spine as you continue to do the Shambhavi Mudra, which is keeping the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness is deeply within. Samana Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply, visualizing the heat flames, raising up along the spine. We're now going to tuck the chin slightly towards the chest and lock the throat into the Jalandhara Bandha and gaze towards your nose. Visualize a gentle unfolding and release of tension in the upper back like a hump gracefully curving outward in Kubjasana.
नाभौ सिंहनादं कोञ्चयन् येषा कुब्जासनं तु.
So now relax. For the next set of asanas, we're going to be doing complete stretches of the entire body, starting from Jaganya Charana Griva. Slightly drop your chin first towards your chest and then start moving, making circles with your neck, bringing it towards your ear and then to the shoulder, and then to the back and then to the other side. As you continue to make full circles with your head, engage in the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, and firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor into the Mula Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your neck, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Jaganya Charana Griva.
अनुलोमविधानाभ्यां चारणाङ्गभ्रमो भवेत् दशधाचारणा मुख्या जघन्यान्या स्मृता बुधैः.
The next is Jaganya Charana Griva, a different variation, where we're going to be nodding your chin down towards your chest and then bringing your gaze up towards the sky. We're going to be doing this in a dynamic movement as you keep your shoulders relaxed, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your neck, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Jaganya Charana Griva.
अनुलोमविधानाभ्यां चारणाङ्गभ्रमो भवेत् दशधाचारणा मुख्या जघन्यान्या स्मृता बुधैः.
The next is Jaganya Charana Skanda. Completely extend your hands straight and then bring your palms towards your shoulders, making small circle and big circle with your respective shoulders. First you can make one small circle and then a big large rotation. Repeating this as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulavanda. Visualize prana flowing freely through your shoulder joints, ligaments and tendons, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness.
अनुलोमविधानाभ्यां चारणाङ्गभ्रमो भवेत् दशधाचारणा मुख्या जघन्यान्या स्मृता बुधैः.
Next is Jaganya Charana Manibandha. We can now extend our arms wide in front of us, rotating the wrist in large controlled circles to warm up the joints. Engaging the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligament and tendon, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness.
अनुलोमविधानाभ्यां चारणाङ्गभ्रमो भवेत् दशधाचारणा मुख्या जघन्यान्या स्मृता बुधैः.
Next is Jaganya Charana Anguli Mula. Stretch your fingers by pressing your hands with the tips of your fingers pointing upwards and then down and then away from you. Do it very carefully such that you are able to do it until you are able to feel the stretches in your wrist and your fingers. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Japa Om Nithyananda Yoga. Visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligament and tendon, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Jaganya Charana Manibandha.
अनुलोमविधानाभ्यां चारणाङ्गभ्रमो भवेत् दशधाचारणा मुख्या जघन्यान्या स्मृता बुधैः.
The next is Karuna Sandhigrahana. From a seated position, clasp your wrist with the opposite hand and gently squeeze and massage the inner joint, applying as much pressure as you can comfortably tolerate as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your wrist joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Karuna Sandhigrahana.
बाहुचारणमवोक्तं चरणग्रहणमेव च पदस्य सन्धिग्रहणं करसन्धिस्तथैव च.
And next is going to be a complete stretch doing the Chandrasana. Placing your right palm onto the ground, lifting your left up above your head and arcing your spine towards the right side as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze forward, visualize prana flowing freely through the sides of the body, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness.
चन्द्रायीलेशतः शृणु तद्वत्पादच्छयं कृत्वा सुतलायोऽन्यसंस्थितं चन्द्रार्इमेव कथितमिति तद्वत्पद्मासनवत् द्विगुणपादद्वयं कृत्वेति अर्थः.
Repeating Chandrasana on the other side, now placing the left palm onto the ground towards the sides of your thigh and lifting your right up towards the sky, arcing your back towards the left side. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize prana flowing freely through the sides of your body, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness.
तद्वत्पादच्छयं कृत्वा सुतलान्योन्यसंस्थितं चन्द्रायीमेव कथितमिति तद्वत्पद्मासनवत् पादद्वयं कृत्वेति अर्थः।
Okay, now relax, extending your leg forward, seated with your legs extended straight in front of you, spine tall, clench your toes tightly and then extend and spread them wide to activate the foot muscles. Doing this in a dynamic movement, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mudra. Visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligament and tendon in your feet, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. In Jaganya Charana Anguli.
अनुलोमविधानाभ्यां चारणाङ्गभ्रमो भवेत् दशधाचारणा मुख्या जघन्यान्या स्मृता बुधैः।
And next is Jaganya Charana Gurpa. Continue to be seated with your legs extended straight in front of you and your spine tall. You can now start making circles with your ankle. Controlled circles making both small and large rotations in each direction to warm up the ankle joints as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your ankles, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Jaganya Charana Gurpa.
अनुलोमविधानाभ्यां चारणाङ्गभ्रमो भवेत् दशधाचारणा मुख्या जघन्यान्या स्मृता बुधैः।
Okay, now bring your legs forward under your thighs as you sit tall, clasping your knees with both of your hands. Gently squeeze and massage the inner joint, applying as much pressure as you can comfortably tolerate. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha. If you want, you can also bring both of your palms towards one of your knees and press it as much as you can, feeling the massage of your hands and then repeating it onto the other knee. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, visualize prana flowing freely through your knee joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. In Jaganya Jana Sandhigrahan.
बाहुच्चारणमवोक्तं चरणग्रहणमेव च पदस्य सन्धिग्रहणं करसन्धिस्तथैव च।
And now you can bring your hand towards your ankles as you clasp your ankles with both of your hands and gently squeeze and massage the inner joints, applying as much pressure as you can comfortably tolerate. As you continue to do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha, gazing forward, visualize prana flowing freely through your ankle joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. In Gulpa Sandhigrahan.
बाहुच्चारणमवोक्तं चरणग्रहणमेव च पदस्य सन्धिग्रहणं करसन्धिस्तथैव च।
The next is Pada Sandhigrahana. You can now move your hands towards your feet. Starting with your right feet, you can start putting as much of pressure as you can comfortably tolerate on your feet, squeezing and massaging it in your joints. And then repeat it on the left feet. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha, visualize prana flowing freely through your feet, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. In Pada Sandhigrahana.
बाहुच्चारणमवोक्तं चरणग्रहणमेव च पदस्य सन्धिग्रहणं करसन्धिस्तथैव च।
The next is Balanadasana. You can now extend both of your feet completely forward as you keep your legs parallel towards the ground, crossing one foot on top of the other, hooking the top of the foot just above the toes and pulling your foot inward, feeling the stretch of your left extended leg. Holding yourself over here as you bring your hands from the center of your thighs and place it pointing downwards. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha. Visualize yourself as Natha Yogi, forged through tapas, breath and Hatha Yoga discipline in Balanathasana.
बलनाथासन।
Now repeating Balanathasana on the other side. As you now cross the left ankle on top of the right and hook the left toes. Pulling the right toes inward, feeling the stretches of the right leg now. As you continue to keep the hands in the same position in between your thighs, fingers pointing down, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha. Visualize yourself as a Natha Yogi forged through tapas, breath and Hatha Yoga discipline in Balanatasana.
Balanathasana.
The next is Karpati Asana. You can now uncross your ankles, keeping your legs extended in front of you, bringing your hands together in between your thighs, and keeping your spine tall and core engaged. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, and Mulabandha, visualize yourself as something shaped through repeated use rather than force, bold, smooth, functional, and steady in Karpati Asana.
Karpati Asana.
And now, from the same position, you're going to simultaneously rotate both the feet outward and inward, engaging the ankle as you press the back of your hands together in front of your chest, with the fingers pointing down and elbows raised high. And then you're going to start making rotation even with your palms upward and down, maintaining steady pressure by pressing the hands against each other. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligament, and tendon, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Mridu Parivritti.
Katim prasarya nave hastangulin mridu bandhanam parivartayet.
The next is Sharira Shuddhi Pravaha. You're going to keep the legs in the same position, stretched forward and hands resting gently on your knees as you inhale sharply, sweeping your arms straight up to open your chest and shoulders wide. Exhale powerfully and lower your arms towards your chest, weight, and pulling your elbows back inward as you inhale strongly, opening your fingers, toes, and shoulders as you widen your eyes as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, and Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligament, and tendon, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Sharira Shuddhi Pravaha.
Sharira Shuddhi Purvangam cha Panchendriya Dwaranam Mamasthale Niyojayet Pada Prasarananguli Vikasa Sandhi Bala Samhatihi.
The next is Samhita Kutuli Asana. As you start with your knees bent and feet flat on the ground, spine tall for support, bring your hands to your sides. Relax your wrists and fingers comfortably. Gently shake your hands, loosen your wrist and release all the tension. You're going to keep your right knee lifted up and your left knee placed onto the ground as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your wrist joint, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Samhiti Kutuliasana.
Samklishta Padasanam Dridha Bahu Bandhanam Sitalam.
We're repeating Samhita Kutuliasana on the other side. Now we're lifting the opposite knee up. And shaking your hands off as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your ankle joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Samhita Kutuli Asana.
Samklishta Padasanam Dridha Bahu Bandhanam Shitilam.
So now relax. The next is Urdhva Katti Pradhana. We're going to nicely stretch our hip joints now. As you start with your legs completely extended in front of you, your spine tall, bending one knee, drawing it inward towards your chest, pulling your knee beyond your armpit to open the deep hip joints. Completely push your feet inward such that the knees go way beyond your armpit level. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your hip joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Urdhva Kati Pradhana.
Sankuchita Katim Prishthodvam Prerayet.
Repeating the Urdhva Kati Pradhana, now drawing the left foot inward, pushing the left knee way beyond the armpit level as you feel the complete stretch in your lower back and your legs. During the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your hip joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness.
सङ्कुचितकटिं पृष्ठोर्ध्वं प्रेरयेत्.
Now relax. Come into a kneeling position with your spine tall and knees hip width apart. Interlacing your hands and lifting your arms over your head, keeping your elbows wide and active as you lean from side to side, allowing your torso to stretch while maintaining a straight spine as you do the Shambhavi Mudra. Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha, gaze forward. Visualize prana flowing freely through the sides of your body, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. As you do Galap Prananyasa.
स्फुटस्थिर मृदुतया शीर्षात् गलमार्गे प्राणरसं निक्षिपेत्.
The next asana is Shuddha Prana Pravaha. Stand tall with your feet hip width apart and spine straight for strong alignment. As you lift your arms overhead and hold each opposite elbow with your hands. Keep your shoulder relaxed and arms active, feeling the complete stretch of your entire body, especially the shoulder region. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through the sides of your body, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. As you do Shuddha Prana Pravaha.
वायुं शुद्धं प्रवेश्य दीर्घं बलं धारयित्वा निघातयेत्.
The next is Skanda Parivritti. Bringing your palms towards your shoulders and starting to make now circles with your elbows. First small circle and then a big circle. Repeating this as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha. Japa Om Nithyananda Yoga. Visualize prana flowing freely through your shoulder joints, ligaments, and tendons, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. In Skanda Parivritti.
पूर्णं दीर्घं नाभितः पक्वं मात्रा कम्पनम्.
The next is Jaganya Charana Prishtham. Continue to stand tall with your feet hip width apart and spine tall. Place your hands on your hips or let them rest by the sides naturally for comfort. Slowly rotate your upper body to the right side and then towards the left. Completely bringing this body towards the side as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through the sides of your body, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Jaganya Charana Prishtham.
अनुलोमविधानाभ्यां चारणाङ्गभ्रमो भवेत्. दशधाचारणा मुख्या जघन्यान्या स्मृता बुधैः.
Next is Jaganya Charana Kati. Stand with your feet hip width apart and spine tall. Placing your hands firmly on the hips for support. Slowly rotate your hips in controlled circular motion, moving in both clockwise and counterclockwise directions. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha, visualize prana flowing freely through your hip joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. Palms and slightly make small circles with your knees, slow and controlled. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha, visualize prana flowing freely through your knee joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Jaganya Charana joint.
अनुलोमविधानाभ्यां चारणाङ्गभ्रमो भवेत्. दशधाचारणा मुख्या जघन्यान्या स्मृता बुधैः.
The next is Shringari Pavasana. You're going to lift the left knee up towards the chest, keeping the thighs parallel towards the ground. As you hold yourself here, slightly lift the right hip up and keep your hands together in the Namaskara Mudra. Doing the Samana Kumbhaka and Nilabandha, visualize your foundation adorned with conscious grace. Each foot moves like a sacred ornament, steady yet elegant in Shringari Pavasana.
शृङ्गारी पवासन.
Now repeating Shringari Pavasana on the other side, standing tall on one feet with your spine tall and the opposite leg extended slightly bent, heels behind you on the off the ground for support. As you keep your balance on your standing leg, bring your hands into the Namaskar Mudra. Engage your core and slightly lift the thighs upward with the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize your foundation. Adorned with conscious grace, each foot moves with a sacred ornament, steady yet elegant in Shringari Pavasana Pashvantara.
Shringari Pavasana.
The next is Sthirangushthasana. Start standing tall with your feet grounded beneath you, hands rest naturally by your sides and your shoulders away from your ears as you completely lengthen your spine, tall, holding yourself here, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize your big toes as two solid anchors gripping the earth, making your stance unmovable in Sthirangushthasana.
Sthirangushtasana.
The next is Barapada Dhyanasana. Start standing tall with your legs extended and feet flat on the ground for steady balance. Slowly raise onto the tips of your toes to engage your calves and feet. Rotate intentionally into the sides of your feet, then onto your heels, and then to the center of your feet, and then onto the tips of the toes, making circles. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, Om Nithyananda Yoga Japa. Visualize prana flowing freely through your feet, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. In Barapada Dhyanasana.
कक्षयोः पादसन्धिश्च धारणं काथेत बुधः उदरस्कन्धयोश्चैव धारणं वरपादयोः.
The next is Kuttanatrayasana. Start standing tall with your feet hip width apart and spine tall. You're going to be bringing your thighs as parallel to the ground as possible and making fists with your hands. You're going to strike. First, strike your arms firmly onto your thighs and then making the fist strike the sides of your torsos and then your arms. Do this in a dynamic motion as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your feet, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Kuttanatrayasana.
बाहू ताडयेत् ऊरु पार्श्वकं चादिकं मुष्टिबाहु पार्श्निभिः भूमौ कुट्टनत्रयासनम् इदं त्रिविध ताडनम् इति.
Now release. The next asana is Punaruttanasana. Stand tall with your feet shoulder width apart and toes slightly turned out. Engage your core and keep your chest lifted as you slowly bend your knees and lower your hips down and back into a squat. Keeping your heels grounded, keep your spine tall and your gaze forward. As you lower, press your knees gently outward to align your toes and then rise back up, coming to a standing position. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your legs, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. In Punaruttanasana.
पुनश्चैव तु जानुभ्यां तले हस्तविधारणं पुनरुत्थिष्ठ विराति यथाशक्त्या समभ्यसेत्.
And next is Balavajjana Nipatanaha. You're going to start standing tall with the feet hip width apart and spine straight. Taking a deep breath in, prepare your body and carefully drop your knees onto the ground and come back to a standing position. Doing this in a dynamic movement as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, Om Nithyananda Yoga Japa. Visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligament and tendon, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. In Balavajjana Nipatanaha.
बलवत् निश्वस्य जानीभिः निपत्य बलं गृहीत्वा निघातयेत्.
Next is Udarakarshanasana. Start seated with one knee bent and foot flat on the ground with the knee raised. Position the other leg bent backward, resting the foot behind you on the ground. Placing your hands on each respective knees, inhale to lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, gently twist your upper body towards the raised knee. Keeping your hands steady on the knees as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing all the senses. Bringing your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable and exhale slowly through your nose. During the Mula Bandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize a golden flame steadily burning at your navel, radiating strength and unwavering willpower in Udarakarshmanasana.
उदरासनमित्येवं कथितं सप्तधा चत्वारोऽत्र भवन्त्येव श्रमगुणैर्युताः.
Now repeating Udarakarshmanasana on the other side as you now drop your right knee onto the ground, bringing the feet outside your hips as you raise your left knee towards your chest, pulling onto your respective knees as you now twist your body towards the left side. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize a golden flame steadily burning at your navel, radiating strength and unwavering willpower in Udarakarshmanasana.
उदरासनमित्येवं कथितं द्वारसप्तधा चत्वारोऽत्र भवन्त्येव मह्यश्रमणगुणैर्युताः.
And the next asana is Nageshasana, bringing your knees in towards your chest as you take your right arm and thread it in between both of your legs, wrapping your left arm around the raised left knee. Clasping your hands together and around the left raised knee, keeping your chest released as you do the Parashu Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze towards your nose. Visualize the serpent force coiling calmly within you, gathering scattered energy toward the center without force in Nageshasana.
नागेशासन.
Repeating Nageshasana on the other side as you now thread the left hand between your thighs and bring it and wrap it around your waist, right knee, doing the Parashu Mudra. Pulling your knees firmly over them as you relax your shoulders, bring Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha and gazing towards your nose. Visualize the serpent force coiling calmly within you, gathering scattered energy towards the center without force in Nageshasana Pashpantare.
नागेशासन.
You now relax your knees towards the ground, release its rigid form in Bhagna Patrasana.
भग्नपात्रासन.
The next is Virasana Chatwari. We can now extend both the feet forward and bring the right ankle towards the left knee. Keeping the hands beside, pulling your chest all the way up, keeping the spine completely straight as we do the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a seasoned warrior who stays relaxed under pressure, hips steady, breath steady, mind steady in Virasana Chatwari.
वीरासन.
And from the same position, as we enter into Vamardha Padasana, we are going to be bending the left knee inward towards the chest, coming to keep the hands in the same position, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize the hip as a tight knot being patiently untied, not forced, each breath loosening in one clear layer at a time in Vamardha Padasana.
वामार्धपादासन.
The next is Hrijana Samyogasana. You can now drop your left knee onto the ground and lift your right foot towards your chest, holding it firmly in front of your heart as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize a radiant warm bridge of energy connecting your heart center to your bent knee, symbolizing the union of love and grounded stability doing the japa Om Nithyananda Yoga in Rejuvenate Yogasana.
एकस्य पार्श्वे उरसि जानु निधाय अन्यत्र गुल्फं स्थापयित्वा हस्तेन धारयेत् हृज्जानुसंयोग योगासनम् इदं हृदयजानुमेलनम्.
And next is Tushakayasana. You can now drop your right foot flat onto the ground, extending your left feet forward, keeping your hands together in the Namaskara Mudra in front of your chest, doing the Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Japa. Visualize yourself seated as the grain after husking, stripped of all but what is necessary and true in Tushakayasana.
तुषकयासन.
The next asana is Vakrasana Dve. Your legs are going to be in the same position, lifting your knees up towards the sky. As you now twist your shoulders all the way towards the knee, feeling the stretch of your spine, elongating your spine and looking behind you as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize your spine tall, flexible, like a flexible rope being wrung out from the center. All tension and heaviness squeeze free without strain in Vakrasana.
Vakrasana.
From the same position, as you hold on to your ankle, you're just going to be lifting your feet and placing it from the other side of your knees. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize yourself as Matsyendra, the great yogi and lord of the fishes, seated in serene mastery of inner balance in Viparita Ardha Matsyendrasana.
विपरीतार्धमत्स्येन्द्रासनं नाम पादमेकम् मूर्ध्वं कृत्वा अपरं जानुनी न्यस्य पार्श्वे शिरो निवेशयेत्.
Next is Shankahasana Purvanga. You can now drop your knee towards the ground, placing your feet in towards the thighs. You're going to be now placing the opposite foot on the upper inner thigh of the extended leg, creating a bent leg position. And then extend your left hand forward to reach and hold onto the foot of the extended right leg. This grip increases the intensity of the twist as you twist towards the side and hold on to the thighs from behind. Doing Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize a luminous conch shell spiraling inward at your heart, its pearly form radiating purity and divine light in Shankahasana Purvanga.
पदं प्रसार्य परं कुञ्चयित्वा दक्षिणहस्तोन्नते पूरयेत्. रेचकेन पार्श्व परिणम्य पादतलं गृह्णीयात्.
And now you can bring your left hand towards your left toe as you twist your body and bring your right hand from behind your back, holding onto the left thigh. Looking behind you, feeling the stretch of your lower back, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Bring your gaze towards your third eye. Visualize a luminous conch shell spiraling inward at your heart, its pearly form radiating purity and divine light in Shankahasana.
पदैकं प्रसारित्य अन्यं कुञ्चयित्वा दक्षिणहस्तोन्नतो पूरयेत्. रेचकेन पार्श्वे परिणम्य पादतलं गृह्णीयात्.
And next is Vamasindhasana. You can keep your legs in the same position as you bring your feet slightly away. Bring your extended legs slightly away as you bring it to an angle and keep your hands interlaced together into the Parashu Mudra and place it in front of your navel center. During the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, inhale deeply and hold the breath while withdrawing all the senses. Bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable and then exhale. Doing the Mula Bandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize prana flowing freely through your legs, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Vamasindhasana.
वामसिद्धासन.
And next is Shankahasana Uttaranga. Start seated with your right foot placed in front of your perineum and your left leg extended straight in front of you. Bring your right arm across your body to reach and hold the left foot. At the same time, extend your left hand as well from above you and hold on to the extended feet. As you open your chest sideways towards the outside, twisting your lower back, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, visualize a luminous conch shell spiraling inward at your heart, its pearly form radiating purity and divine light in Shankahasana Uttaranga.
उभौ बाहु परिवर्त्य प्रसारितं पादं प्रसारयेत् प्रसारितपार्श्वे नियतं बन्धेन वृत्तिं कृत्वा शक्तिं प्रवर्तयेत्.
Now you can extend both of your legs forward, entering the Dandasana Dve, keeping your spine tall and making spine in a straight line, keeping your hands in the Parashu Mudra and placing it in front of your belly, interlacing your hands. Your elbows are going to be relaxed inside, doing the Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as a strong wooden staff, solid, durable, and unbreakable in Dandasana Dve.
दण्डपार्श्वं च सहजं बन्धपिण्डं मयूरकम् एकपादमयूरं च षण्मयूरमिहोच्यते.
And now we're repeating Virasana Chatwari on the other side. As you bring your left ankle onto the right knee and extend your right knee forward, keeping your hands beside your hips and pushing your hands onto the ground as you lift your spine tall, keeping your head, neck, and spine elongated, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, and Mulabandha. Visualize yourself building mastery through consistency. Inhale and feel the virya, the inner strength, rise up the spine as steady confidence. Exhale and let the hip release what it's been holding inside, layer by layer, in Virasana Chatwari.
वीरासन.
And now you're just going to be bending your knee, bringing it in towards your chest from the same position as we enter into Dakshinadha Padasana. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize the side hip as a congested pocket being cleared, space returning, pressure leaving, circulation improving in Dakshinadha Padasana.
दक्षिणार्धपादासन.
You can now relax your right knee onto the ground and bring your left foot completely towards your chest. Holding it over that firmly during the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Gaze towards your nose, visualize a radiant, warm bridge of energy connecting your heart center to your bent knee, symbolizing the union of love and grounded stability in Hrijanu Samyogasana.
एकस्य पार्श्वे उरसि जानुं निधाय अन्यत्र गुल्फं स्थापयित्वा हस्तेन धारयेत्. हृज्जानुसंयोगासनम् इदं हृदयजानुमेलनम्.
And the next is Tushakayasana. Now placing your left foot onto the ground, bringing your knee in towards your chest. You're going to extend your right leg completely in front of you as you keep your hands together in the Namaskara Mudra and place it in the center of your thigh and your chest, holding it over there, doing the Pratyahara Mulabandha, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Japa. Visualize yourself seated as the great Abrahastic outer effort falling away to leave only what is necessary and true in Tushakayasana.
तुषकयासन.
The next is Vakrasana Dve. From the same position with your left knee raised in towards your chest, you're going to be twisting your body towards the left side, bringing your right hand and holding on to your left ankle. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Gaze behind you as you visualize the wringing out of a red cloth, stagnation and mental heaviness squeezed out, clarity left behind in Vakrasana Dve.
वक्रासन.
The next is Viparita Ardha Matsyendrasana. From the same position, you are just going to be bringing your left feet from the side of your extended leg. Continue to hold on to the ankle, bring the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as Matsyendra, the great yogi and lord of the fishes, seated in serene mastery of inner balance in Viparita Ardha Matsyendrasana.
विपरीतार्धं मत्स्येन्द्रासनं नाम पादमेकमूर्ध्वं कृत्वा अपरं जानुनी न्यस्य पार्श्वे शिरो निवेशयेत्.
Now you can relax your left knee toward onto the ground. Continue to keep your right leg extended in front of you. We're now going to bend forward and bring the left hand and hold on to the extended right toe, twisting the body and bringing the hand from behind and holding on to the left thigh. As you look behind, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, visualize a luminous conch shell spiraling inward at your heart, its pearly form radiating purity and divine light in Shankahasana Purvanga.
पदं प्रसार्य परं कुञ्चयित्वा दक्षिणहस्तोन्नते पूरयेत्. रेचकेन पार्श्व परिणम्य पादतलं गृह्णीयात्.
And next is Shankahasana. We're now going to bring the right hand and hold on to the extended right leg, right toe. As you twist your body sideways and bring your left hand from behind your back and hold on to the right thigh. Looking behind you with the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, gaze towards the third eye. Visualize a luminous conch shell spiraling inward at your heart, its pearly form radiating purity and divine light in Shankahasana.
पदैकं प्रसारित्य अन्यं कुञ्चयित्वा दक्षिणहस्तोन्नतो पूरयेत्. रेचकेन पार्श्वे परिणम्य पादतलं गृह्णीयात्.
And now you're going to be, from the same position, you're going to be moving your right foot even more quick. And bring your hands together, interlaced into the Parashamudra and place it in front of your navel, doing the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Moolabandha and gazing towards your nose. Visualize prana flowing freely through your legs, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Dakshina Siddhasana.
दक्षिणसिद्धासन.
And from here, you're going to be bringing your forehead towards your extended leg, bringing your right arm across your body to reach and hold onto the left foot from on top of your body. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, gaze upward toward the sky. Visualize a luminous conch shell spiraling inward at your heart, its pearly form radiating purity and divine light in Shankahasana Uttaranga.
उभौ बाहू परिवर्त्य प्रसारितं पादं प्रसारयेत्. प्रसारितपार्श्वे नियतं बन्धेन वृत्तिं कृत्वा शक्तिं प्रवर्तयेत्.
Okay, now relax. Bring both of your feet together in front of you, holding on to them gently with your hands. As you keep your spine long, inhale. As you exhale, lean forward and down from your hips, allowing your chest to reach forward towards the ground. Lower your forehead towards your feet to deepen the stretch. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, we're going to be doing Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold the breath comfortably and then release through the nose. As you firmly contact the muscles of the pelvic floor in Mulabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as the head of a majestic hooded serpent. As your awareness deepens, its hood spreads wide behind your head like a crown of radiant protection in Dhanaguptasana.
द्विजासनमप्यत्र कुक्कुटासनमुत्तमं. फणगुप्तासनं चैव गरुडासनमेव च.
And next is Avaghatasana. Continue to keep the soles of your feet together in front of you, keeping your knees bent and extended outward. Slowly lean forward and down, bringing your forehead all the way towards the ground with your heels extended further away from your head. As you do the Anjali Mudra on top of your head, bringing both of your hands together. Doing Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose. As you continue to engage the Mulabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize your body meeting the earth with complete acceptance. See all resistance dissolve and energy to flow outward while the spine lengthens inward in Avaghatasana.
Avadhatasana.
And next is Gunihashasana. Continue to keep the soles of your feet together. Place your hands around your feet, lift and pull your legs up towards your head. As you keep your knees bent outward, hold the position with a gentle hug to deepen the stretch. As you do the Parashu Mudra, hold on to your feet, doing the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose. As you do the Mulabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself in the space of sheer joy. In this pleasant state, life is not sought, it naturally unfolds, sustained by balance and integration and calm inner alignment. In Gunihashasana.
Guniharshasana.
And the next is Achaleshwarasana. Continue to keep the feet together and your hands around your feet. Lift and pull your legs up towards your head, keeping the knees bent outward. Hold the position with a gentle hug to deepen the stretch, maintaining the tall spine, and doing Shambhava Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, and Mulabandha. Om Nithyananda Yoga Japa. As you visualize yourself as the unmoving center, the body rises inward, yet nothing within you wavers in Achaleshwarasana.
Achaleshwara.
The next is Chandra Garbhasana. Start seated comfortably with your spine tall and hands resting beside your torso on the ground for support. Bend both of your knees and bring your feet together in front of your chest, pressing the soles of the feet together, allowing your knees to gently open out to the side in a butterfly-like position as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Om Nithyananda Yoga Japa. Visualize a glowing full moon cradled within the sanctuary of your inner womb space in Chandra Garbhasana.
पार्श्वयोर्द्वौ करौ न्यस्य शनैः पादौ उरोन्यसेत् निमीलिताक्षक्षासमारुतं चन्द्रनाड्यां चालयेत्.
And now from the same position, you can now bring your legs up towards your forehead. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as a luminous embryo cradled within the cosmic womb, surrounded by a sphere of golden light in Garbhasana.
गर्भासनं नाम पादौ शिरसि संस्थाप्य हस्तौ चोरुयुग्मे बद्धानाभिं दृष्ट्वा च धारयन् गर्भवत् तिष्ठेत्.
And next is Ratnamasana Purnanga, the jewel pose preliminary. Start seated or you can also lay down comfortably with your legs extended. Wrap both of your arms around your ankle and bring your hands together around your legs. As you stack your hand one on top of the other, holding it firmly. As you bring your leg up above your head, pushing it towards the ground, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize a radiant jewel deep within your core, flawless and self-luminous, radiating light in all the directions. So if you see, actually when you're laying down, this asana becomes even more easier for you to push your hips all the way up and bring your feet up towards your head. When you're laying down, it is even more easier for us to practice the asana.
गुल्फयुग्मे भुजावेष्ट्य करमुद्रां समुन्नयेत्. मूर्ध्नि स्थाप्य क्रमोपेत्य व्यायामं समाचरेत्.
Okay, now come to a seated position. As you keep the soles of your feet together in front of you, swiftly lift your heels up above your head and hold it above your head with both of your palms, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mulabrinda, Om Nithyananda Parameshwara Japa. Visualize a radiant jewel deep within your core, flawless and self-luminous, radiating light in all directions in Ratnamasana. So what you can also do is, if needed, for you to hold your legs up towards your forehead, you can also take the support of a wall if needed or of a partner to balance in this asana.
चक्रग्रन्थे पादतले सममेव संयोज्य निःश्वासवेगेन गुल्फौ शिरोरन्ध्रे समुत्क्षिपेत्.
Now relax as we enter into the Ratnamasana Uttaranga. This asana can be done either seated or laying down. So if you do it laying down, it is even more easier for doing the asana. So you can start lying down with your legs extended. Carefully thread the backs of your knees over your shoulder, bringing your legs up so that your thighs rest on your shoulder. Bring your feet up, down towards the ground, pushing it towards the ground, holding on to the feet as you maintain focus on steady, calm breath and keeping your body engaged and stable throughout. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize a radiant, deep jewel within your core in Ratnamasana Uttaranga.
जानुपृष्ठौ कर्णकोणे नीत्वा पादाङ्गुष्ठयुग्मं दृढं शून्यककुम्भकं कृत्वा श्वासस्य सप्तधा प्रयोजयेत्.
Okay, now come to a seated position as we enter into Sanatana. Start seated with the soles of your feet together in front of you and bend the knees out while onto the ground, keeping your spine tall and elongated. Place your hands on your respective knees and engage your core gently to support the posture. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, visualize yourself seated in effortless calm, hips open and resting right on the earth in Sanandanasana.
Sanandanasana.
From the same position, we're going to be entering into Nagarjunasana, crossing the hands in front of you and holding on to the opposite knees. And now you can slightly push your knees towards the ground, feeling the complete opening of your shoulders. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Be in quiet clarity, grounded with attention turned inward in Nagarjunasana.
Nagarjunasana.
And the next asana is Vanakhandi asana. Start seated with the soles of the feet together in front of you and knees bent out wide. Keep your spine elongated and the chest upright as you bring one heel close to the perineum and the other foot stacked over the toes of the foot. As you cross your hands and hold on to the opposite foot's ankle, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Nilabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as seated with a quiet clearing of the forest in Vanakhandi asana.
Vanakhandi asana.
The next is Prakati Pavasana. Start seated with your spine tall and legs extended. Lift your left leg and hold the left ankle with your left elbow joint. Raising the leg upward as you raise your right leg and place its foot on the left upper arm. And then catch hold of its toes with your left hand. Place your right hand on your right neck for support. Engage your core to maintain the balance in this asana. Or you can also take the support of the wall to take the balance for you to hold yourself on this asana. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mulabandha. Gaze down, visualize aligning with your original innate state in Prakriti Pavasana.
Prakatipavasana.
Next, we're repeating Vanakhandi asana on the other side. Now drawing the opposite foot in towards the perineum and stacking the other leg above your toes, pulling onto the opposite ankles by crossing your hands in front of you, doing the Shamali Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, and gazing towards your nose. Visualize your joint feet as the singular root of existence from which dualities emerge and separate in Vanakhandi asana.
Vanakhandiyasana.
And next is Prakriti Pavasana on the other side. As you now lift your right leg and go the right ankle with your right elbow joint, placing the leg upward. And then place your left leg and place its foot on the right upper arm. Then catch hold of its toes with your right hand. Place your left hand on your left neck for support and engage your core. Engage your core to maintain balance in Sasana doing the Parashumudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize the lifted feet as the singular root of existence from which dualities of effort and strain emerge and separate in Prakriti Pavasana.
Prakatipavasana.
The next is Brahmana Vivarnasana. We're going to be bringing the feet on the opposite thighs into the Padmasana position with the head and spine in a straight line. Bind your hands in the Brahma Drakti Mudra, the knot of Brahma, by placing the fingers on top of each other and bringing the tips of your thumb together. Place it on top of your thighs. As you lower your head gently downward in a controlled mindful movement, tucking your chin in towards your chest and drawing your abdomen inward and up into the spine and contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor, engaging the Maha Mudra Bandha. We're going to be doing a unique japa, which is Om Brahmaya Namaha for the asana. So the Pratishreshta Kumbhaka is going to be done along with the Mahamudra Bandha, inhaling with force, drawing the breath upward from the navel and bringing it to the heart as you draw your abdomen inward into the Uddiyana Bandha and then slightly tuck your chin towards your chest, locking your throat into the Jalandhara Bandha. When you engage all the three bandhas, you are doing the Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize a brilliant golden light filling you in the space in Brahmana Vivarnasana.
ब्रह्मणादिवर्णासनं नाम पद्मासनस्थो हस्तौ ब्रह्मग्रन्थिं बद्ध्वा मूर्ध्नि चाधोमुखं कृत्वा ध्यायेत् ब्रह्मवर्णम्.
The next is Garvasana. Start sitting comfortably with your legs crossed and then place each foot on the opposite hips in the Padmasana position. Rest your elbows gently on your thighs. Interlace your hands in front of your chest into the Parashumudra as you keep your spine tall. Doing the Kritishreshta Kumbhaka, inhale with force, drawing the breath upward from the navel and then engage your abdomen by drawing it inward and up into the spine and tuck your chin in towards your chest into the Jalandhar Bandha. As you hold your breath, entering into the Mahamudra Bandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize a deep pride arising within you, not from ego but from your sacred connection to Param Shiva in Garvasana.
पद्मासनं समास्ताय हस्तौ वक्षसि संस्थितौ गर्वाविष्ट इव तिष्ठेत् गर्वासनमिदं स्मृतम्.
Okay, now relax your hands. Continue to be seated in the Padmasana with your spine tall and shoulders relaxed. Place each of your hands beneath its respective thigh, sliding your palms down. Keeping your fingers relaxed and palm flat against the floor. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara, inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing all the senses. Bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable and release. Doing the Mula Bandha, visualize yourself seated at the center of a radiant swastika, each arm extending to the four directions in perfect balance in Swastikasana Pancha.
स्वस्तिकासनं प्रथमं हि गम्भीरसमानं कृमीसनं कुकर्मज्ञानं धनं कर्षति हि कोपश्चिमतानम्.
And the next is Yoga Mudrasana. Continue to keep your legs in the same position into Padmasana. Keep your spine tall and shoulders relaxed. Lean your chest forward, bringing your forehead down onto the ground in front of you. Placing the back of your hands on the ground beside you, the palms facing up towards the sky. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Nirabandha. Visualize the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Yoga, standing before you as you bow your head down in gratitude. Feel his blissful presence permeate your being, relieving you of all the karma and any pain patterns surfacing in Uttamamukasana.
करणी चित्रनामासि योगमुद्रा विधूननम्.
And next is Rirasana. You can now raise your chest up off the ground, coming to a straight position as you bring your left hand from behind you, holding onto your right elbow, and bring your right palm flat onto the ground. Lean your upper body forward, gently maintaining the length in your spine. Take as you lower your head all the way towards the ground. Doing the Shamaka Mudra Pratyahara Kumbhaka and tucking your chin in towards your chest as you hold the asana on into the Jalandhar Bandha. Visualize the body dissolving into pure space, every boundary fading into the vastness around you in Virasana.
विरासनं तु विज्ञेयं कक्षासनमतः परं ग्रीवासनं च परमं भुजासनमिहोच्यते.
And next is Kurmasana Trina. You can lift your forehead off the ground and come to a straight elongated position. As you lean your upper body slightly forward, resting your elbows gently on top of your thighs, cupping your hands at the sides of your chest, using them for leverage and support. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Nirabandha, visualize yourself as a large turtle resting within the still depths of the ocean in Kurmasana 3.
दण्डपार्श्वं च सहजं बन्धपिण्डं मयूरकम् एकपादमयूरं च षण्मयूरमिहोच्यते.
And we're repeating Virasana on the other side now. Now bringing the right hand from behind, holding onto the left elbow and left palm flat onto the stomach, moving forward, bringing the forehead all the way towards the ground. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and tucking the chin in towards the chest and locking the throat into the Jalandhara Bandha. Visualize your body dissolving into pure space, every boundary fading into the vastness around you in Virasana.
विरासनं तु विज्ञेयं कक्षासनमतः परं ग्रीवासनं च परमं भुजासनमिहोच्यते.
Next is Karmukasana Chatwari. From the same position into Padmasana. Ensure that you keep your head, neck and spine in a completely straight line. We're now going to cross the hands in front and hold on to the opposite big toes in the Prana Mudra with the support of index and middle finger wrapping it around your big toe, engaging the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and holding the gaze completely inward. Visualize the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Yoga, seated upon a golden throne radiating boundless light in Karmukasana Chatwari.
पद्मासनं समास्थाय पुरतो गृह्य पादयो दक्षिणं दक्षिणेनैव नामं वामेन पाणिना इदं कार्मुकासनं स्यादित्याहुरसनकोद्विदा.
And next is Tipakarasana. For the Tipakarasana, you're going to be either you can stand up and extend your legs side of your hips and slowly extend as much as possible and then bringing your hips onto the ground. Once you're very comfortably extended, you can now bring your hips onto the ground and sit on your back. You can also take the support of a partner to help push your legs from the side inward. So your partner can help you to hold your hands and then press the feet onto the shins and push it as back as possible. And you can hold yourself in this asana. Once you're comfortable, placing your palms on the ground. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka. Exhale fully and hold the breath out without inhaling while remaining steady and aware. As you firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor and Mula Bandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as a palmyra tree standing tall and resilient in Tipakarasana.
आसन को गुण शरीर को सो जाई.
And next is Parasana. You're going to be doing this side split. Now you can slightly raise your hips up as you bring your right foot flat onto the ground in front of you and the left knee placed on the ground behind you. Slide your front leg forward such that the hip comes onto the ground. And once you're comfortable, you can rest your hands on the respective knees, keeping your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as Lord Veerabhadra, fierce and purposeful in Parasana.
परासन को गुण आसन को गुण 84 वायु जाई पवन सरल बहे परासन को गुण गठिया वायु जाई.
To practice this asana, what we can also do is bend the front leg inward such that the left feet comes in and sit on the ground, feeling the stretch of your entire body. Hold the asana over here. You can also bend forward, bring your forehead to the ground. And then you can raise up again. So when you practice this, it will also help you to enter into the asana. So let us continue with the next asana, which is the Pinda Mayurasana. Bringing your right leg forward onto your shoulder. You can bring it completely up above your shoulder first and then rest your right elbow onto the thigh, pressing it inside the thigh as you bring your left elbow in towards the side of your left hip. And then slowly extend both of your legs completely parallel towards the ground and balance in the asana. So one thing is, in this asana, we're going to be pointing the fingers completely inward towards the body and lifting the hands up, legs off the ground, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize Swamiji, the supreme point of our Hinduism, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Parmeshwaram, anchoring your consciousness in Pinda Mayurasana.
अथ पिण्डमयूरासनम् एकं पादं मयूराग्रे प्रसाद्य एकं मयूरवत् इदं पिण्डमयूराख्यं सर्वव्याधिविनाशकम्.
We're going to be repeating Parasana on the other side. As you now extend your left foot forward. As you bring your left leg forward and completely push yourself such that the hip comes onto the ground, sliding the front leg completely as you hold on to your respective knees. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as a tranquil, stable and balanced in Parasana. Parshvantara.
परासन को गुण आसन को गुण 84 वायु जाई पवन सरल बहे परासन को गुण गठिया वायु जाई.
Now you can raise up as you bring your left leg onto your shoulder and find the balance. Your fingers are going to be pointing inward as you place your left elbow onto your left thigh and right elbow onto the right side of the hip, and push the elbow into your thigh and your hip as you slowly lift the behind leg off the ground. Once you're comfortable, you can also elongate the front leg off the ground, keeping your body completely parallel towards the ground. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Rejapumaka and Mudabandha. Visualize yourself as Lord Veerabhadra, empowered and vigilant in Pinda Mayurasana.
अथ पिण्डमयूरासनम् एकं पादं मयूराग्रे प्रसाद्य एकं मयूरवत् इदं पिण्डमयूराख्यं सर्वव्याधिविनाशकम्.
And next is Prasaritasana. We're going to be stretching the legs out sideways completely as wide as possible. Once you feel the complete stretches of your thigh and you can't push more, hold yourself over there. So when you hold yourself in that position, the next time when you practice, you'll see that you're able to push yourself even more. So completely hold yourself in a place where you're able to feel the complete stretch out of your thighs. Resting your hands in front of your thighs as you keep your spine up tall, keeping your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Doing the Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mulabandha and gazing towards your third eye. Visualize bliss oozing from every fiber of your being as you extend beyond your current limits. Gazing towards your third eye as you do the Prasaritasana.
पादद्वयं प्रसार्य आत्मसुमुखं सुप्रसारितम्.
And the next is Uttana Padasana. Remaining in the same position, bring your hands together in Namaskar Mudra in front of your chest. As you do the Rechaka Kumbhaka Mulabandha, visualize yourself as the extended foot reaching effortlessly forward with precision and control. In Uttana Padasana. So for you to actually practice this asana, you can also take support of the wall to push your entire body in towards the wall, or you can also take the support of a partner. Let's hold the asana for some time.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्थानमयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्थानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
And now holding on to the respective toes, keeping your hands completely straight along with your legs, all the way from the spine. You're going to be bending forward, bringing your chest onto the ground and lifting your head up such that the chin comes onto the ground. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness is deeply within in Shambhavi Mudra. Continuing to do the Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhale fully and hold the breath out without inhaling while remaining steady and aware. Doing the Moola Bandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself seated in wide openness, awareness stretching to embrace all directions. In Upavishta Konasana.
सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासनविशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियदार्ढ्याय कोणभेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
And the next asana is Dhanurasana 3. You can extend both of your legs onto the mat, keeping your legs completely straight. And now you're going to be bringing your hands in front of you, crossing your wrists and holding on to the opposite toes. And you're going to be bringing the left leg from above. So if you're going to be placing your right wrist crossed up above, you're going to be bringing the left toe in towards the right ear. As you keep your head, neck and spine in a straight line, holding the toes in the Prana Mudra with the support of your middle and index finger. As you engage the Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mudabandha, visualize yourself as a bow coiled with tension yet perfectly aligned in Dhanurasana 3.
पादाङ्गुष्ठौ टु पाणिभ्यां गृहीत्वा श्रवणावधि धनुराकर्षणं कृत्वा धनुरासनमुच्यते.
And then you can place the leg now onto the thighs and keeping your hands in front of you, resting over each other. As you keep your chest lifted and spine long, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mudabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself in healing steadiness, sitting with dignity and calm focus. चत्वारि.
त्रिगुणं पतितं पादं वामं दक्षिणत उत्थितं कृत्वा अन्योन्यत्तलस्थं तु वीरपट्टम् अथ उच्यते.
And now bringing your left foot behind your head slowly. First, you can start off by bringing it in towards your chest. If you're comfortable to have it in front of your chest, you can bring it slightly towards your chin. If you're comfortable with bringing it towards your chin, then you can bring it towards your nose or towards your cheek. And then you can slowly raise it even higher, bringing it towards the forehead. Once you're comfortable over here, you can bring it up above your head or side towards your ears, and then slowly move it behind your head, holding it behind your neck as you do the Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart center. So if you're able to do it only up to your nose or up to your ears, you can hold it over that itself and keep your hands together in front of you in Namaskara Mudra as you do the Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha. Visualize yourself balanced on one foot, remove your head poised from moving as you gaze towards your third eye in Ekapadasana.
एकपादम् अथो कण्ठे उत्थाप्य एकं च दण्डवत् करौ सम्पुटितौ कृत्वा एकपादं तदुच्यते.
And now from the same position, you can just bend your extended leg inwards such that the heel comes in towards your perineum center. As you continue to keep your hands together in the Namaskara Mudra, doing the Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, continue to gaze towards your third eye. Visualize yourself inverted, balancing on one foot with serene awareness in Vamapada Shirshasana.
બેસીને બંને પગ માથા ઉપર લાવી ટાકના પાછળિયા ભાગ પર ચઢાવવા ને હાથ જોડીને સ્થિતિ કરવી તે દ્વિપાદ શીર્ષાસન કહેવાય છે.
And the next asana is Ekapada Mayurasana. So continue to hold the leg in the same position. Wherever you are able to hold, just continue to hold over there as you raise on to the right knee, bend forward, and you can keep your hands as a support on top of your thigh and your hips, and slowly lift your legs off the ground. If you're able to hold it only towards the shoulder, from there itself, you can lift your body up. If you're able to bring it comfortably behind your head, you can also do it from there. As you continue to engage in the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, visualize yourself as a peacock balanced on one foot poised and radiant as you do the japa Om Nithyananda Yoga in Ekapada Mayurasana.
हरति सकलो रोगानाशु गुल्मोदरादीन अभिभवति च दोषान् आसनं श्रीमयूरम्.
And the next asana is Supta Trivikramasana. As you continue to hold on to your leg in the same position, you can now lay flat on your back, keeping your body completely parallel towards the ground as you extend your left hand down and hold on to the feet with your right feet with your right hand and push it behind your head as much as possible, holding yourself over here comfortably, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mulabandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as the cosmic Trivikrama, the triangle, twin angle rooted in earth, another reaching towards the heavens, and third angle piercing your very soul in Supta Trivikramasana.
उत्थानकूर्मपीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
So if we have noticed, we have done all of these asanas on the right side. Tomorrow we are going to be repeating all of these asanas on the left side. As we now come to the conclusion of today's yoga session, coming to the last asana, Shavasana. We invite all of you to join for tomorrow's Nithyananda Yoga for repeating these asanas on the other side as well. Lying flat on your back with the legs stretched long and arms soft beside your sides, palms open to the sky. Focus on the Mooladhara, Contract the perineum to rouse the dominant kundalini. Forcefully draw the apana vayu, the downward breath upward with intent. Holding the energy and intention firmly inward. As you do the Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose. Hold the breath comfortably and then release through the nose. Firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting it upward without tension. Inhale and down. As you relax your eyes, bringing the gaze towards your nose, visualize your body as dead, lifeless, while the supreme concept of Hinduism liberates your soul. Feel the detachment, transcendence, and the dissolution of mortal limitations, embodying freedom, liberation, and the eternal presence of divine consciousness, doing the japa Om Nithyananda Yoga continuously in your inner space in Shavasana.
अथ चित्तविश्रान्तौ शवासनम् उत्थानमूर्ध्वाशयनं विधाय प्रसार्य पादौ करसम्पुटं हृदि नासाग्रे आधाय दृशं स्मरन् शिवं पृष्ठोत्ति यन्त्रशवासनं हि तत्।
Continue to hold the Shavasana. Observe the observer. See your body lay dead as you witness your soul as the eternal being. Dissolve your identity as you merge with the source, Paramashiva. And now you can slowly start moving your toes, your ankles, your wrists as you come back into your body with the experience of oneness retained within you. Bringing your knees in towards your chest and coming to a seated position. Congratulations to each and every one of you for completing 100 asanas today. And if you've been joining with us every day, then today we're completing the asana from 400 to 500. We'll be continuing the asana 500 to 600 and also repeat the asanas that we did only on the right side, on the left side as well. So we invite all of you to join for the Nithyananda Yoga tomorrow. And in just few more hours, in about 2 hours, we're going to be having the Pratyaksha Paduka Puja, Paramashiva Puja, and the Shastra Adhyayanam as well. You can tune in for that. And now we're going to conclude the session with the Purna Mantra. Bring your hands together in front of your chest into the Namaskara Mudra, close your eyes, and offer your gratitude at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva. Thank you, Swamiji, for gifting the entire science of yoga to the humanity.
Om पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्
Bow down in front of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, offering your gratitude. Thank you all for joining Nithyanandam.